Alright, moving forward from the base 1 starting point video, this is the second video just showing how to get a jumping off point for your details. Again, I'm just in drawing1.dwg since I just opened AutoCAD by itself. What I want to do in this instance is I'm actually going to open the template file that I've given to you guys to work from. What you can do is find where you have that template stored. It's also on the Blackboard location, and you can open either the DWG or the DWT. I would recommend using the DWT file for the simple fact that it will automatically start another drawing too, and you don't have to worry about saving as or accidentally saving over top of the template. So by opening this, I won't need to make any layers. I'll have a list of layers to work from, and all the dimension styles and scales will be set up, so I won't have to set those up for this exercise. So you notice I have drawing 2 now, but as opposed to what drawing 1 had, I now have a whole list of populated layers. I also have a list of dimension styles, which should come up here in a second, that correspond to all of the scales that you guys need. So if we're looking through here, again, multiplying by 12, quarter inch equals a foot scale will be 48, eighth inch scale equals 96, and so on. So you find whatever your corresponding scale would be, highlight it, do set current, and then start doing your dimensions. But first, the way that you want to get started with this is you're going to insert the base images for reference to work from. I'm aware that some of these details don't have some dimension information on them, so by having the images in as an underlay will allow you to at least trace the image to get an approximate size and location for the different objects that you have to draw. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to go to Insert, click Attach, and I'm going to browse to the location of the detail files, again making sure that all image files is listed, and I'm going to select 2-L1. I'm going to say OK. Again, I mentioned it before, but until I save this file, I'm not going to be able to set this as a relative path. So if I haven't done so already, I'm going to cancel out of this file. I'm going to go to Save As, and I will just call mine Detail 1. Okay, so now if I go back to Attach, L1, again, image files, say Open. Now I can use relative path. Insertion point, I don't want to worry about specifying it on screen since this is the only thing I'm drawing in this particular drawing. I'm going to uncheck this and just let it drop itself in at 0, 0, 0. Scale, I'm not going to leave this checked because I want to verify the scale rather than trusting the visual scale or the listed scale that's given. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. Scale factor, I'm going to leave it 1 at first, and then zoom in to the detail. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on an image layer. If I scroll up, I have L-IMG. I'm going to go ahead and set that as no plot because I'm not going to want this to plot. Say OK, apply, select the image, and then I'm going to set it to that L-image layer. Okay, so we have our image. It's on the correct layer. It just needs to be scaled properly at this point. So I have a distance up here. I apologize for the quality of these scanned images, but the distance across the top of this wall is 1 foot 6 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this image. So I'm typing in scale, but you can also come up to under the modify portion of the home ribbon, and I'm going to select the image. Base point, I'm going to use the bottom corner of the image, and as I mentioned previously, we don't know the current distance here, so I'm going to use R for reference, enter, and I know that my reference length is what the image is giving. If you turn your ortho on, force you to have a horizontal line. So the image gives me this distance saying that that's 1'6", and I'm going to go ahead and click the first side, come across, click the second side, and now I'm telling it what size I want that to be, and I want that distance to be 1'6". So you'll notice that immediately it jumps up really large, so I need to zoom Z, enter, E, enter to zoom extents. And now if I come up here to my measure tool and I measure from the first corner to the second corner, I'm pretty darn close to 1'6", and I know that the top is 1.5 inches, so theoretically I can start out with a rectangle from this bottom corner, and I'm going to go at 1'6", comma 1.5 inches, since we know it's 1'6" across, and based on the label it's 1.5 inches thick. So I type in those values, hit enter, and you'll see my coping for the wall matches up size-wise. Again, I would recommend once you get your first or second rectangle in here, you may indeed want to select the file and move it appropriately to match up a little bit better with the image. Not for the sake of accuracy, but simply so that as you move down the line, things stay on the image and they don't look out of whack for you. So this, and then naturally this would be on a legitimate layer. So this could be on L-wall. Okay. So that's it for getting started on a detail.